Is Donald Trump the Antichrist? For a very long time, I've been thinking about this. Like, his behavior, the way he has control over people, is he possibly the Antichrist that the Bible speaks about in the last days? I want to share my opinion. I want to share some evidence, and ultimately, I want to use this moment for you to decide what you think and how you feel. Let's talk. Yeah, the Bible speaks about a man that's going to rise up during the final days, during the end times, called the Antichrist. The Antichrist will usher in a one world government, one world currency, a cashless society. He will erect the temple back in Jerusalem and offer sacrifice in these temples. The Antichrist is a pivotal character in end times eschatology. And lately, I've just seen the movements of Donald Trump. And for a while, I believe that he was the Antichrist. Because the hold he has on people, where he can do no wrong, and he has a cult-like following where people just simply do whatever he says and literally worship him. Like, they cry, they weep when they see him. Someone put the other day, Trump or death. Like, things like that had me question, like, could he be the Antichrist? Could he be the one the Bible talks about? So the one thing about the Antichrist that I don't see with Donald Trump is his ability to create a one world government. The Antichrist will be a popular figure across the globe. He'll be a popular figure across this world. And Donald Trump is not that popular for it to happen. I'm not saying he's not a popular figure. He's very popular in this country, surprisingly popular in this country. But he's not popular enough to unite the world. However, he has created an easier terrain for the Antichrist. So though he may not be the Antichrist, I believe his behavior has created it easy for the Antichrist to begin his work. Because the one thing that he has done is divided this country. This country, the U.S. is divided. Like, I think the only time we were this divided was during the Civil War, where it's red, blue, Republican, Democrat, right versus left, conservative versus libs. It's everything is looked at in a sphere of division. We are divided. And it reminds me of 9/11, how, and one of the strengths about 9/11 and a great thing about it is that this actually brought us together, that we were actually strong at our strongest because we were so united. The Bible even says that a strong house, a divided house cannot stand, right? Does a strong man live in a house where it's divided against themselves? A strong house does not stand. So we're divided, and we're at our weakest point right now. And I think he is he wasn't the only figure, but he was the catalyst to this division that we are currently seeing in the U.S., seeing in this country. So by doing that, he has weakened this country, which will make it a little easier for the Antichrist to do his work within this world. A weakened United States is helpful to the Antichrist, because again, that will lead us to becoming a one world government, right? So I think his work is one that makes him a tool in the hands of the Antichrist. This is why people often talk about Donald Trump as being a victim and being the chosen one from God. I believe every single president, every single leader is chosen by the Lord for his purpose. Donald Trump has been chosen. Biden is chosen. Every single president or leader is anointed and chosen. Donald Trump is no different. But he's not a victim here. All that he's going through with indictments and so on and so forth, it's not making him the victim. It's that he's not being persecuted because he's not a believer. He's just an instrument in the hand of God. God can use him. Look how God used various kings in the Old Testament, kings that did not worship God, but God still used them to punish the people of Israel. So I believe he is more King Nebuchadnezzar than King David. He's more a tool in the hands of God to bring judgment and open the door for the will of God to be done, than him actually being a prophetic and a sympathetic figure. So I'm not saying that he's a good or bad person. Honestly, I think both sides are bad. Both sides have a lot to be desired. But Donald Trump himself is not a religious martyr, a persecuted person. He says what we as evangelicals want to hear in order to get our votes, but he has no foundation in Jesus Christ. Can God use him? Yes. The same way God is using Biden. God used George Bush. God used Bill Clinton. God used Obama. He used every single leader, every single president all across the globe. But calling him a religious figure is dangerous. And it's scary to see, like I said a little while ago, the cult-like following he has. He has like a Hitler, David Koresh type following where folks think he does no wrong. And some people actually worship him. Like he is their God. That's scary and that's dangerous. And that kind of caused my antennas to go up. But ultimately, looking at the evidence of Scripture and the purpose and the work of the Antichrist, Donald Trump is not the Antichrist. Donald Trump is a tool in the hands of God, but he's not the Antichrist who we speak of. However, warning, we are living in the last days, and I believe the Antichrist is among us. He is alive. He is someone who's, I don't know what age, but he is alive, and we are living in the last days. So even if Donald Trump is not the Antichrist, the Antichrist is amongst us. The Antichrist is alive in this world right now. So watch and pray. Keep your eyes on God, because the end is at hand. The end is near. So I did not want to overstep that. But Donald Trump is a tool in the hands of God, but he's not the Antichrist. The Antichrist's reign and reach is much greater than that of Donald Trump or any president of this United States. So open your eyes, watch and pray. And I hope this helps you out and clears things up. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. Meet me in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you. God bless you. Peace.